A detailed and comprehensive training manual for Directive Number 2, Guidelines for Extraterrestrial Observation and Non-Interference, particularly focusing on Key Section Number 1, Principles of Non-Interference, will require a structured approach to ensure clarity, depth, and usability for interstellar exploration teams. Below is the in-depth manual for Principles of Non-Interference. Directive Number 2, Guidelines for Extraterrestrial Observation and Non-Interference. Training Manual, Key Section Number 1, Principles of Non-Interference. Table of Contents. 1. Introduction to Non-Interference. 2. Ethical Foundations of Non-Interference. 3. Scientific Observation versus Direct Contact. 4. Classification of Extraterrestrial Civilizations. 5. Non-interference protocols for each civilization type. 6. Risk Analysis. The consequences of interference. 7. Approved observation methods. 8. Emergency response in non-interference situations. 9. Case studies. Historical examples of non-interference. 10. Testing and certification requirements. 1. Introduction to non-interference. Non-interference is the foundational principle of interstellar exploration when encountering extraterrestrial civilizations, ecosystems, or planetary environments. It ensures that human actions do not alter or disrupt alien societies, technological progress, biological evolution, or planetary conditions. The guiding principle of Directive Number 2 is simple: observe, document, but do not alter. Primary objectives of non-interference: prevent contamination of alien ecosystems and cultures. Preserve the natural development of extraterrestrial societies. Avoid unintended sociological, technological, or biological consequences. Demonstrate humanity's commitment to peaceful exploration. The success of interstellar missions depends on strict adherence to these principles to ensure ethical, scientific, and diplomatic integrity. 2. Ethical Foundations of Non-Interference. The ethical reasoning behind non-interference is deeply rooted in moral philosophy, scientific responsibility, and long-term diplomatic strategy. Key ethical considerations. 1. Autonomy and self-determination. Every sentient species has the right to develop on its own terms. Human influence could cause unintended socio-political changes in alien societies. 2. Environmental preservation. Extraterrestrial ecosystems must be protected from contamination. Even minor interference can cause cascading effects in alien biomes. 3. Historical precedents and lessons from Earth. Examples from Earth's history, such as colonization and cultural disruptions, serve as warnings against interference. Indigenous populations on Earth suffered due to foreign intervention. This must not be repeated on an interstellar scale. 4. The prime observer responsibility. As the first explorers from Earth, interstellar missions must serve as ethical pioneers. The reputation of humanity depends on respectful engagement. 3. Scientific observation versus direct contact. A fundamental distinction in the application of non-interference is the difference between scientific observation and direct contact with an extraterrestrial species. Scientific observation, passive monitoring of planetary conditions and civilizations using remote sensors, satellites, and observational platforms. Long-range data collection without affecting local conditions. Analysis conducted without alerting extraterrestrial beings to human presence. Direct contact prohibited without high-level approval. Any form of direct engagement that introduces human presence, technology, or influence into an alien environment. Unauthorized signals, messages, or artifacts left on an alien world. Physical interactions that could result in cultural contamination. Key rule: if detection by an alien species is possible, the mission has failed in maintaining non-interference. 4. Classification of extraterrestrial civilizations. To apply non-interference protocols correctly, civilizations are categorized based on technological and social complexity. Type 0. Pre-industrial civilizations. Lack complex machinery, advanced communication, or knowledge of interstellar science. Example: early human societies before the Industrial Revolution. Type 1. Industrial age civilizations. Utilize combustion-based technology, basic electricity, and early computation. Example: Earth during the 19th and 20th centuries. Type 2. Early spacefaring civilizations. Capable of interplanetary travel within their own system. Developing artificial intelligence and early fusion power. Type 3. Interstellar civilizations. Capable of faster-than-light travel and significant technological advancements. Possess complex societal structures and knowledge of galactic diplomacy. For each type, non-interference protocols must be adjusted accordingly. 5. Non-interference protocols for each civilization type. Each civilization type requires specific protocols to ensure that human presence remains undetected. Pre-industrial civilizations Type 0. No direct contact under any circumstances. Observation limited to orbital or deep space platforms. Prohibited actions. Introducing foreign technology, altering natural resources, or leaving any artifacts. Industrial age civilizations Type 1. No active communication permitted. Passive data collection through cloaked probes. Avoidance of any unintentional exposure through atmospheric entry. Early spacefaring civilizations Type 2. Non-interference remains strict unless first contact is initiated by the extraterrestrial civilization. Covert monitoring using high-orbit reconnaissance. Study of their space travel methodologies to avoid accidental interaction. Interstellar civilizations Type 3+. Diplomacy may become a factor if direct contact is inevitable. Non-interference is replaced with cultural respect and cooperative interaction. Careful handling of information exchange to prevent technological exploitation. Important note: if an extraterrestrial species is already aware of humanity, a transition from non-interference to managed diplomacy must occur under Directive Number 10. 6. Risk analysis. The consequences of interference. Failure to maintain non-interference can result in catastrophic outcomes. Potential consequences. 1. Cultural disruption. Introduction of foreign technology could destabilize social structures. Religious, political, or economic upheaval may result from human influence. 2. Technological contamination. Premature access to human technology may accelerate destructive conflicts. Rapid advancement without cultural preparation could lead to existential risks. 3. Ecological collapse. Introduction of terrestrial microbes to an alien world could disrupt its biosphere. Over-extraction of alien resources may cause environmental degradation. 4. Galactic consequences. Interfering with a civilization could spark interstellar conflicts. Violation of non-interference agreements may lead to retaliation from more advanced species. 7. Approved observation methods. Remote sensor deployment. Use of cloaked satellites and drone technology. Biological sampling with extreme caution, no disruption to native organisms. Passive audiovisual monitoring. Analyzing signals without active transmission. Conclusion. The principles of non-interference form the core of humanity's ethical and scientific responsibilities when exploring new worlds. All mission personnel must adhere strictly to these guidelines to ensure that humanity is perceived as a peaceful and responsible species in the galactic community. Failure to follow Directive Number 2 could have irreversible consequences for both extraterrestrial civilizations and humanity's own future. Dr. Ong Der EDF